Good morning. It's Friday. We read from Matthew 8, 18 through 22, where it says, "When Jesus saw a crowd around him, he gave orders to go over to the other side. And a scribe came up to him and said, 'Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go.' And Jesus said to him, 'Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head.' Another of the disciples said to him, 'Lord, let me first go and bury my father.' And Jesus said to him, 'Follow me and leave the dead to bury their own dead.'" Several things we see here. One of the scribes came up and talked to him. Scribes were professional copyists. They could write things. So if you needed something written, you went and hired a scribe, a contract, or whatever you might need. Because few people knew how to write. And so the scribe asked him questions. Then another of the disciples, and there are more than 12 the disciples. There are the 12, but there are others, lots of other people who followed Jesus. And these two are following him. And the scribe said, "I'll follow you wherever you go." And Jesus said, "Well, I don't even have a place to sleep." We don't know what the scribe did. Maybe the scribe followed him. Maybe the scribe said, "Well, forget that. I need a bed." The other disciple said, "Let me bury my father first." And it sounds cruel of Jesus to say, "No, don't even go to the funeral. Follow me." But burying my father in those days meant, sort of taking care of my family and my aging parents. And it might be 5 years or 10 years or who knows how long before this man was ready to follow. And so Jesus says, "Follow me. Let them take care of it. Let the dead bury their own dead." So his demands for those who follow him are quite high. There's quite a cost involved in following Jesus. It's a little different for us because we're not physically walking around the countryside behind him. We're living our lives and trying to also be his disciples, his followers, in the midst of our daily lives. And sometimes that's difficult, and sometimes it's not. But the question is, the cost is the same. The cost is that you give up everything else in favor of following Jesus. So everything else becomes secondary. So whatever is in your life that you would hang on to, even at the expense of following Jesus, that's your idol. That's the thing that you need to give up. And we see that over and over with Jesus talking to people who, the rich young ruler came to him and said something similar. "I'll follow you." And Jesus said, "Well, sell everything you've got and follow me." And the man couldn't do it. He walked away, sad. So whatever it is that's holding us back, or that's got our allegiance to the point where we'd rather follow that than follow him, there's the problem. And usually that's something that's very dear to us and we don't want to talk about. We don't want somebody to say, "Well, give that up." I just can't. I love it so much. That's the problem. See you tomorrow.